they have permission to do it by the GLM. They're authorized.
She has permission to sit where she likes, sir.
Sir, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to the lady. Please.
I know, but I'm just telling you, I'm letting you know. Okay?
These people,
I understand. You need permission to set up all of your things and to speak into
you can't protest it. You can't protest.
Oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't made very clear.
No, you can't protest it.
You can't protest
Can you
here.
tell me, I mean, in this country, surely we're allowed to protest anywhere.
You're not trying to hold this here, yeah?
You have a badge. You have a little blue badge.
Yeah. So you can protest up there. How come?
But there was a guy here for the whole day.
Yeah, because he got permission from the GLM.
He wrote to, I asked, and you have to write and get permission.
That could be part of your title right now. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a sign.
It's pretty much just a badge, right?
It's like your numbers. It says
Ask her if she's protesting. Ask her. Ask her if she's protesting.
You're
She's for tourists, yeah?
Yeah, she's a tourist.
Hold on a
I
minute.
was upset today that these tourists, because...
Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
This
sure.
area,
Yeah.
this area alone,
Yeah.
is reserved for tourists, yeah?
Exactly.
Up there.
That's why it's very upsetting to have a man
Let them talk, let them talk, let them talk.
Up that
It's
area
not going to make sense.
is Westminster.
Yeah.
Free to do whatever you want. You can protest, you can do what the street people do in street performance, but this particular area
Yeah.
is for
Tell me,
tourists.
did you notice that the
And it's
tourists...
governed
Let her
by
talk,
bylaw.
let her speak, let her speak, let her speak.
It's governed by bylaw.
Let her speak,
yeah?
sir.
Bylaw suggest.
Let her speak, my Don. Let her speak, Don. Let her speak, innit? You spoke.
This place is usually completely covered in children laughing and having fun, tourists taking photos. And the thing that upset me today is that I always come here because everybody here is always really happy and they're climbing on the lions and it's beautiful and it's part of why they come to London, right? And I come here today and because the man is stood there shouting pretty much that children are born with sin in their hearts, we're born hating God, because of what he's shouting and because he has his official microphones, people think they're not allowed past those barriers.
Yeah,
What I wanted was just for people to know that we're still allowed on here, right?
Exactly.
Even though he has his rights, we're still allowed on here. So I wanted to demonstrate that the tourists, because it's a tourist area, the tourists are allowed on this. Yeah?
If you want to do what they were doing,
Yeah.
you're free
No, I
to
don't
take-
want to do it.
Hold on a minute. You're free to call it.
That's what she's saying, you know.
Hold on a minute. You're free to call it GLA
Yeah.
and ask them permission to do whatever you
Can I ask
Just
you?
hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Just like what they did.
But I don't want to.
So you just want to do
What I want to ask, there were other people on the monument, yeah?
Yeah.
Are we allowed to be on this monument while they're speaking?
There's kids out there doing the same thing right now.
Yeah.
By law, you're not allowed to be on the money.
How do you know? What law? What is the law?
You're not allowed to go on any. Mate,
What is the law?
You actually once.
You're not listening to me, bro. What's the
Listen to
problem?
no one. You just
It's a
listen to yourself.
monument.
I'm asking you.
It's a monument.
What is the law? What
Bylaws.
What bylaw?
You're not allowed to go on
What
public
bylaw?
money. I can go and show you if you want.
No.
Did you state the law?
People take pictures
And
online.
each corner of the square.
But if you're going to talk about a law, you should be able to.
You need to state the exact law, bro.
Yeah, you have to state it.
State the exact law, bro.
You're the law holder, sir.
You don't know the law.
You don't know the thing. You don't know the law, fam. Look at his hat. It don't even pop
Turn your
up.
back like you just did to us. Just turn your back on him, innit?
Are those children allowed to be on this monument?
They should be able to talk to you right now.
Are you going to tell them to leave?
Don't use the discretion.
This cup says McDonald's on it.
I beg you leave her alone, fam. I beg you leave her alone. She's gonna stay and do what she wants. Allow it now. Allow it now. Allow it now. Allow it now. Allow it now.
Statement.
I don't understand what you're trying to say.
Heritage warden, that's a statement, bro. That's a statement there, bro. Your authority is a statement. Heritage
You're not
warden.
gonna come down, no?
She's okay. She's okay. She's not causing no harm, sir. She's not causing no harm at all.
Sorry, has this guy introduced himself officially?
No, I'm afraid I don't know your
Right
name
now,
yet.
you're not obliged to speak to this character. You can turn your back to him.
I don't want to be disrespectful to you, but if I have a right to be here, if I have any right to be here, then I wish to remain here. So if you can tell me exactly what law I'm breaking, then I will consider getting down. Can you tell me what's going to happen to me if I don't come down?
Move ya from here, sir. Remove yourself.
Bun Babylon!
Bun Babylon.
People's army, yo, we got fun in it.
Love for this thing, we're not done with it.
And we show love to show love, you know, as we gotta have fun.
I like the people's army. I like the people's army.
Salute, sis, salute.
Nice day.
Put your hand in his face. Anyway,
What are you shouting in my ear out for then?
put your hand in his face.
Right,
Sorry.
Anyway, you don't have to.
Excuse me.
No,
She doesn't consent.
You didn't identify yourself at the beginning, sir. Excuse me, sir. H116. You did not introduce yourself officially.
Square. One of them is you're not allowed to.
Everything you said.
And you don't need to consent to the law.
But yes, I'm saying you can't.
You don't need to consent. If you don't want it, you don't consent to it.
Is there a reason why I have to get
But you accept what I'm trying to say, yeah?
Sorry?
You accept what I'm trying to say, yeah?
Oh yeah, I understand. So I'm not going to do the time. Thank you.
But you don't have to consent to this bylaw, you know. You know it's only valid when you
consent. But I do respect that actually if on a day-to-day basis people don't have permission to say hateful things here, that they had to get permission to legally stand there and be hateful.
You don't need
That's
permission
kind of
to do
helpful to
anything.
us. But on a day-to-day basis, it's
all
kind
some
of
joke. Some man said this and put it in paper, blood. It doesn't mean nothing. It doesn't mean nothing.
But wouldn't it get kind of
If the police came here and they took it to court, they would have to kill the case.
Right, the question you do not ask me until I finish talking. No, I'm not raising your hand at me. I'm raising my hand at myself. The question I choose to answer will be then answered when you ask me after I finish talking to you. You don't just ask me a question in the middle of a statement, do you? You let me finish to then apply a question or response. You don't just say, oh, but I have a question. Go say something. Go for it.
Okay, sir.
No, I have a question.
Was this a question?
Yeah, I have a question.
Where's your question?
Can you answer my question?
Where's your question?
How do you just say that you don't have any laws?
There are bylaws for this square.
Right, so what I came over to tell you before you told me you was talking to somebody else and trying to switch the subject is this guy, H116, did not introduce himself officially. That's the problem. You said there's a law that is a problem by what she is doing. No, you're the problem because you haven't even said what the law is.
I'm trying to say what the law is.
It's too late now, you've come and caused a scene. You're the problem. You're the problem. It's very simple.
She's holding up a sign
That says nothing bad. It might as well say I'm happy. There's a sign there that says I'm happy.
Not inherently bad.
You were born happy. So what's the problem? What is the problem with your blue eyes and blue ties screwing me out? There's no problem, is there, apart from yourself?
Not allowed to do what?
Right, so tell her who you are first and then imply that law. Don't come 3 people against 1 woman by herself in public and tell her you have to do what I say. You don't do that. Don't do that, sir. That's disrespectful. You might as well spit in people's faces. Why are you letting the problem deal with the problem? That's stupid. You know what? I finished talking. You got that on footage.
You got the point and he got your point.
If a police
Tell them to start stating who they are.
Look at that. That's stupid. So he's not allowed to wear that top.
and that's a statement. Everyone that's
And
got
stand
a
here.
T-shirt on right now.
I'm wearing a t-shirt that says, "Are you one
Yeah,
fam?"
so logically, are we not allowed to stand here wearing these clothes?
Look at that. Inspired. Know the enemy. Know the mind.
It's not a placard or a sign.
No, it's a sign. That could have been signed for a tire. You could have a rope around her head and then it's a tire. Do you understand? There's no difference. If she has a string around that.
This one's got her camera out now.
It's saying we are all.
The rules. I can give you
I'm not disputing nothing. I'm disputing your approach to a citizen with no rules. No, you can.
Take a picture of the woman taking pictures.
Fuck them. Fuck them. It's not relevant to this.
You get me? You get me good?
Yeah, got you.
You know what? You've got to think about it as well. Like they're creating laws. They own it. Fair enough, they own it.
But they can't own nothing.
Everybody
Take
here.
words then.
It's public, yeah, but public use it, that means public. Buckingham Palace might belong to public.
Okay. Is this your discretion, sir? Is this by your discretion? Are you able to let something like this just fly by if you go?
I can do it then, but then I get in trouble.
Okay. So you can do it, yeah. So
But then I get in trouble.
Let me finish what I'm saying, sir. So do you disagree with what she's written on a
No,
book?
I'm not involved in
Answer me a
public.
question, sir. I'm asking you questions.
What do you mean?
Do you disagree with what she's written on her board?
I couldn't say yes and I couldn't say no.
You don't have an opinion.
But then as well,
You don't have an opinion, sir.
No, no, but-
As a black man, yeah, you don't have an opinion.
Once I'm in this
Once you're in that uniform,
that's
robotic. That's slavery. You know you're a slave. You're not admitting you're a slave, right?
I have no opinion.
Listen.
When I'm in my
You throw away your right to. Is that what you're telling me,
to
sir?
be a human.
You throw away your right to human opinion.
See from that perspective.
No, you just said it. I'm not. I didn't say it. You said it.
And think
You
about
said it. I'm saying to you, do you agree with what she's written? You can't have an opinion. You're not allowed to have an opinion because you got your suit on, yeah? Okay. Okay. If you didn't have your suit on, would you agree with what she's written on her thing?
I couldn't say it no either.
Oh my goodness. Do you see what world we're living in, bro? That is a madness, bro. That's a madness. That's a madness, bro.
Volunteer slavery.
Brother, I feel sorry for you, my brother. And I hope. That's mad. You're very indoctrinated, bro. You're very polluted. No, it's not professional. It's called being lost in the system. It's called slavery. Mental slavery, big man. And you're voluntarily a slave. You're voluntarily a slave.
Slaves in black, which means you're with and you listen and you follow without any thought. You know what I'm saying? So I'm asking you to use your heart and see this one woman making such a small statement, and she said, all she has said is we are not all inherently bad. And I'm just saying, common sense wise, I can't see any problem, and you as a human being surely cannot see any problem with that. Anyone that sees that, they're going to say, oh, real. How do you know someone might be going to commit the most heinous of crimes? See that sign, and that could just be like a. Do you know what?
All
For
I
real.
can do, sir, is give you the contact details of people who set these bylaws, and you can take it on them. But we are.
Hey, man, can we keep it moving though? Hey, can we keep it moving though? That woman over there just said we're not human.
Wow.
And she works for this gentleman here, apparently a gentleman.
So we've had,
who had to be shouted at to calm himself down.
We've had people tell us that this is only for the tourists, which you've said it's not. We've had someone who works here saying that we are not human. That's what
somebody
she
else
said.
taking pictures without permission
They're taking our
and
pictures
telling us that we're following her when we take pictures back.
With it and run with it. People's army, real boss, so come get it. We got love for this thing, we're not done with it. Plus we show love to grow love. You know us, you got